because I already know my computer's. Yeah.
I still have a plate of Takis on my desk.
I have a whole bunch of shit that's not supposed to be up here. Like, okay. And it's super gloomy outside too. Going count your calendar.
It feels weird. I've never done a podcast before. Let me add some background music real quick.
Oh yeah, I should probably do that too.
Oh, you can't hear mine. That's the good thing. We can have both our background
Yeah.
music. Oh, and I joined a new server. It was like an Asian server.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dope. I met obviously some more Asians, you know.
Cool.
um, there was a couple gamers and then two musicians. I hopped in. I saw they were working on FL. I'm like, oh, I know. Of course, I know FL. Like, you know, I've been working with him for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, they were talking about yes, another musician, and I was like, oh, I'm actually a rapper too. And they're like, really? They're like, I was like, yeah, I freestyle. And they're like, oh, let me get you a beat. I'm like, oh, okay. I
I
wasn't
hate
ready for
that.
that one, but I'm not, but I'm always like, I don't see it coming, but I'm like always ready to spit some
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And so he pulled out the beat, and I was like, listen to it, and I started freestyling, and bro, it was good. We should have recorded it.
Mm,
Met some dope people.
that's tough. Cool. That's awesome.
One of them, I'm trying to play Overwatch with some of them later. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I have this one guy that I might do another co-stream with actually. He wants to play Apex.
I'm down.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
I'm garbage at Apex though.
Hey man, it's whatever.
I actually found out that my CPU, I've been loading everything on my graphics card, and my graphics card is garbage. Like, it's only good, like, I can't use it to record jack, because you know how you can like load this stuff onto your graphics card and let it process like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't do that. So no, I switched. So it was like from my 570, and everyone's like, oh yeah, you if you use your software to whatever the number was that's like on your CPU. I was like, okay, I'll try that. And next, no, everything's like 10 times smoother than when I was running on my graphics card. I could stream 1080p 60 frames, and it's honestly been like so dope. Let me check my.
Yeah, I had to configure. I think I had to do that too. I had to switch my recording onto my graphics because I was recording off of the software off of my. I don't even know, but it was some funky stuff.
But yeah, basically I figured out like, I mean, it was just trial and error. Oh, uh, I think I told you this, but I remember so I was hitting on my business teacher because I missed an exam. Like, there was this one week where the list for my work was so long, and I just kept knocking everything out daily, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I forgot like two assignments, right? Because in high school, they had the exact same list of things you do, but every time you complete it, the thing disappears, so you can just move on to the things you haven't done yet. But of course, like even my teacher was like, "Oh yeah, it's not perfect. I definitely know that," and he was like, "Okay, you can do it next week." I'm like, "Wait, what? Really?" And then we ended up like we went from like talking about what I had to do to like talking about what we do ourselves, right? So he's taking classes for computer programming. I'm like, dang, that's just hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I'm a streamer. And I was like, yeah, I tried business, you know, with the drop shipping stuff. I completely forgot I was doing that because like as soon as I do something, I'm like, okay, back to streaming. Like, let's go. And he goes, well, if streaming is your thing, then just stream, just monetize crap. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. So my business teacher supports me streaming, so that's
Man,
dope.
that's tough, man. That's tough. I think I might try to incorporate streaming into um, some of my school projects and stuff like that to see how my teachers may react.
Like how so?
So we're having this one stream or one project that is regarding physical activity. I want to see if I can incorporate a stream that targets a specific audience for physical activity.
Okay.
Yeah, and do it that way and see if it can be counted as a project. I don't know. Something cool, something different. I don't know.
I was I think it was last semester during English. I was like, what if I rap in my essay?
That'd be
Rap
tough.
like a good dude. I probably could do it too.
Or like a poem or something like that. That'd be cool.
Nah, not a poem, not a
A
poem.
poem.
What?
Come on, you gotta get. Come on, man.
Just clap.
Just clap. All right, I'm gonna promote a little bit more. Get started. I do it every time. Every time I stream, I make a little boomerang and post it on Instagram.
I don't do boomers. I just send it.
Yeah. A lot of times, I don't really like just sending it because, especially with my old Instagram that had 1,000 followers, I feel like you can just reach anybody and it doesn't have to be just.
Yo, radiate, Josie, or not? Frick. Josie, what's up? Dang, how'd you find my Twitch? What the heck? How long have you been in here? That's crazy. But yeah, we're just gonna promote some more. Yeah, Josie's one of the new people I met. I'm like trying to remember everyone's names. one of the people that were working on NFL, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was making some stuff. He was like, oh, I'm flipping a beat. I'm like, oh yeah, I tried doing that. The beat he flipped, bro, I was like, oh my gosh, like it was, this man is cold. It's gonna show us it, dummy. Does it really? Oh, that's right. My my Twitch name is my Discord. That makes sense.
Duh.
I forgot. Duh. Yeah. So chat, how's everybody? Even though there's only one person. You got anyone in your chat?
Oh, fuck. I started recording. God damn it.
You stopped?
No, I started
Just go
recording.
live. Just go live.
Yeah, there we go.
I just downloaded my VODs. I sometimes record, but like I haven't bothered to because if I could just go live and just cut out the parts I don't need, like and incorporate like live stream is in session and whatnot. It's just that easy.
Right, I feel you, bro.
And recording works differently, but live stream is just so easy. So I'm like, you know what? If I can just have something to my audience and then just post it afterwards for those who don't see it, it just works better.
Right. I want to edit my.
Oh, Josie, by the way, send me how your hair looks. I definitely want to see that. Turn down this threshold a little bit. What?
I'm kidding.
Bro, so my Adobe, you know how I was using Adobe Premiere and stuff? It broke.
It broke?
Like, ever since I updated my Windows, it just freezes up. I don't understand it. So I was using DaVinci the whole for like the rest of it. It sucked. Bet I'll do that once. Let's try. Cool. You down for Overwatch later? Talking to Josie. I forgot there's a delay.
Yeah,
Oh, and then I fixed. So I had an insane delay, to where you can hear my voice, and it was like 5 seconds later, it would just like mimic my mouth, and I'm like, this looks so stupid. So like all yesterday afternoon, I spent trying to figure out the delay, and then it was, I don't remember the exact number. I'm not gonna bother with that. But then I finally got it, so I'm like, finally. So yeah, like my mic transmits a lot faster than my webcam, so I just had to like delay the mic a little bit. So okay, so let's start this segment. So about me, so my name is MX. People call me Matt and stuff just because it's simple. I prefer MX, but everyone calls me Matt, so I don't really care. I've been streaming since the year started. I believe it was when it was somewhere around. Let me check my calendar. I don't remember the months exactly. I was streaming. I'd say since October, November, something like that. I haven't been streaming for that long. But yeah, I kind of stream daily and whenever I can. Sometimes it's an on and off stream just because I don't feel like it anymore. But in a way, it's just a way for me to get my energy back up. So on and off, I stream whatever games I feel like playing. So I mean, sometimes I'm gonna be bad at a game and I'll still stream it just so you guys can, I don't talk much in game just because I'm focused on like, okay, how are we gonna win this and stuff. I'm a focused person.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so I do enjoy when people come into stream because it's hard for me to go back and forth with chat because I'm like trying to focus on my game and stuff. But like every time I do see someone chat, I get excited. I'm like, oh my god, someone actually here to talk.
Very true. Very true.
So yeah, thank you guys for the follow. Thank you guys for, watching us and stuff. And this is actually pretty important. My first podcast, and we're gonna be talking about mental health. Basically, it involves the both of us, of course, because we go through things every day. Everyone goes through things
Every day.
everyone deals with stress, and we're just gonna talk about that. I'm probably gonna pull up my some statistics and crap.
Yeah.
So, about you?
All right. Well, my name's Ahmad. What's good? From Delaware. Just like content creation. Content creation in terms for me, I've always been wanting to be a YouTuber since I was 14. This occurred when I was inspired by gamers like Vanos Gaming and his group. A lot of people like
I didn't hear about
Speedy.
Vanos until like much later.
Yeah. I saw Vanos and I saw how his friends all connected and they're also from all different parts of the
Yeah.
world. And I just thought that was so cool to have people that you don't even know, maybe never even met in life, and you're gaming with them and you're having fun and creating this video and you're having the most fun time of your life. And I always loved playing video games as well. So once the
What was your
PS4,
first?
what?
What was your first video game?
That's a good question. Holy crap.
I know it is.
Joystick games. So my first like real console was the PlayStation 2. I didn't go any
Okay.
further back beyond that. It was pretty much just
That was on the
joystick
Wii.
games. Yeah, me on the Wii as well. Um, Other than that, it was just like joystick games, kid games and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. Game Boy and DS stuff.
I had a DS.
Yeah.
I did it. I was playing Mario, Spider-Man. Obviously we had the Wii Sports,
Mhm.
Wii Sports, and Guitar Hero.
Yeah, same as here. But yeah, pretty much ever since the PlayStation 4 released back in 2014, when I was around 14 years old, um, it was easier for you to create content based on the PS4. You can record, you can upload on the PS4 yourself. You didn't need all those extra equipment pieces and stuff like that. So I thought it was a big start to where I wanted to become a content creator. And ever since then, I've been putting in work at my jobs and just been getting all this equipment to be a cool streamer or maybe
Yeah.
a content creator for one day when I'm actually really really consistent. But yeah, that's pretty much my goal, to be a content creator.
My goal, I am a content creator, but it's just for the love of video editing.
Right.
Ever since I used Adobe, it's like it feels so professional, and to me, I felt like I was really good at it, and I had even told like some people like, oh, whatchamacallit, oh, I can video edit. So like said like I was literally offering my work to other people, and basically it gives them a good video and me the experience. So in a way, it's like I actually had to learn myself how to do this stuff, and I did not know what I was doing at first. You kind of have to literally. This is just how it is for anything you use. You have to mess around.
Right.
Streamlabs, I had to mess around with OBS. I had to mess around. Like you just got to mess around to know it.
Everything. And I have friends that want to stream now that are getting more equipment and are having trouble with utilizing the right audio. And if you were to see my desk right now, the wire configuration that I have right now, man, it takes a lot of work and a lot of try and
Oh, in
try and
fact,
fail.
potato chips, clips for potato
Mhm.
chips. You can actually like stick the wire into the space and just clip it onto your desk.
I could do
That's
that.
what I do.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good
Yeah, I
idea.
have that for. Well, I did have it for my microphone, but it fell.
But yeah, that's a good idea. I have
That's a little life hack.
I think I can just like tape a lot of this stuff together. To be honest with you.
Some I know people like advertise, oh no, you should use this brand. It's like $40 for one like clamp, bro. I could just spend like $5 for like some pizza clips and then just stick them,
Yeah,
like clip them onto my desk, and it's like just the same
the little
thing.
hair clamps. Come on now, I can find those at the
Yeah.
dollar store. But yeah, those
um
are one of the things I wish I knew before actually, getting all this equipment is that like you don't need this $100 mic. You don't need none of that. You don't
oh no,
need
I
this one.
love this mic.
I do too, actually.
This $250 mic, I love it.
I like the mic actually. However, you don't
I have that one,
need
and
it.
I have a Blue Yeti, but I don't use the Blue Yeti like that.
That's my
I use
Blue
this one
Yeti
because
right here.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I just need a mount for this one. That'll be coming soon.
I've had this mount. I didn't start with this microphone. I started with not a with a Rock Band microphone, and that was garbage. Like, so I had my parents bought me a microphone mount for it just so I didn't like have to hold it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then I got this mic. Most of my equipment were from obviously working and stuff. I was working at Amazon at the time. That's how I bought my PC. That's how I bought my pretty much my whole setup. And then what you got working at where we used to work, right? Well, you still work, but basically I spent the money on more peripherals. So for example, I have these blue light glasses I used to game because at times I actually can't handle the harsh light, and I have it bright so I can see properly, but it gives me a headache at times. And this Logitech G Pro mouse, I love this mouse to death. Lightweight, just feels good.
Yeah.
Here I am flexing my equipment.
Just flexing. It's flexing.
And I see you got your Razer headset. I used to be a fan of Razer.
Yeah, I finally got the PS5 that came in today.
You did?
Finally, it came in.
What made you think of getting the PS5?
All my friends had it.
The hype.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm actually not like it came in and I wasn't even really all that excited for it. It's just like, yeah, it's just another game system. I don't know. I guess I'm growing up. Who knows?
I remember when I had my Xbox One S. That was like my favorite console, honestly. Grinded every single day. That I was playing Modern Warfare. That was like one of the fastest games I prestiged in.
Wow.
I didn't. There was like not really a learning curve because I already I just played my usual style. But of course, as I grew to playing the game, I just changed my style every once in a while.
Tough.
I was a beast at sniping. Holy jeez, I remember that. I was on Modern Warfare and Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 was a little hard though, just because every Call of Duty is different. They're not gonna always have the same mechanics.
Right.
So you kind of learn and stuff and adjust.
All right, let's transition into the different segments now.
All right. Well, we already went through 2 of them.
Yeah. So.
And then this.
All right. So I wanted
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna focus or start to transition towards mental health and all the crazy things that are going in the world. We have COVID going on. We have school. We have work. You have your personal issues or daily stressors that might be going on in your life. I have mine, and we all have something that holds us back or holds us down and stuff like that.
Even some natural issues that just develop within our years.
Yep. Some in terms of 2020, 2021 transition, and especially what's going on right now in relation to maybe Asians and how you may be affected by that. How do you feel in that situation?
So one thing for sure about all the elderly getting beat the crap out of them, some even dying from getting the crap beaten out of them, it's just like, okay, one thing as kids we were always taught is to respect your elders. So to me it's like, so how does that not transition to your head? Like, just to me all the hate is followed from stupidity, in my opinion.
Right.
Because you believe that every Asian person has COVID, right? If that were so, why wouldn't we be in the hospital? Would we not be? We have our most of us, I'm not going to say every Asian's wearing a mask, but most of us are wearing a mask. We're protecting each other. We're minding our own business. So why do we get attacked because of one white president who calls it the Chinese virus? Oh, my hold up. The Chinese virus. I had to emphasize that because exactly how he said
it. It's sickening to me because, for anybody to sit there and try to blame, first of all, you for being just based off of like what your appearance is, and not even just from the virus, because this is happening before since forever, you know, and
Like for the Asian community, this isn't most of us, right? But okay, so African Americans, right? They blame us for bringing COVID,
mhm,
but we keep our mouths shut because we just want to mind our own business. We don't say you guys cause the violence, you guys do the drugs extortion, you don't yada 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 whatever.
mhm,
At least from my knowledge, I wouldn't say, oh, black people are so violent. Why would you want to be around them?
mhm,
I mean, I've met a lot of black people. They were funny. Some were a little ignorant, but I didn't mind it.
mhm.
Like me and you, we were so tight at work. Like we
Right,
just messed around and stuff.
right.
So a lot of the hate just drives from lack of knowledge. I'm gonna say stupidity because it's pretty stupid that you would believe that yes, it came from China, but it's not like all Asians had the virus,
Mhm.
and so it's just lack of knowledge to me that spreads the hate.
And just the fact it's not anything that is within our power alone to stop. That's the thing that makes it a lot more stressful, and I can imagine that you must feel maybe a little threatened or maybe even scared that
Disappointed,
yeah,
just
just
disappointed.
disappointed. Yeah, because it seems like especially women, the Asian women are the ones that are being targeted as of right now.
Yeah.
So for that to even take place, how do you feel about maybe your mom or maybe your sister or maybe your cousins that you have?
I mean, for my mom, I'm not necessarily because she knows how to handle herself. She's been telling me how I should handle myself because she knows that sometimes I'm gonna resort to something maybe a little irrational because that's how I'm gonna think.
Hmm.
My sisters, they're primarily my parents. Me, I believe if anything, I can handle myself, even if, like I said, I might be a little irrational. But most likely, I'm not gonna take it a step further and cause something.
Right,
Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it's impossible, but it is possible for something that were to happen. But 9 times out of 10, just try to keep it safe.
right. I feel you. And
And there has been circumstances in where my mom, my grandmother, even with Hispanics, some person comes up, speak English. Like, bruh, who do you think we are?
it's so ignorant. It's really, really. It's crazy how the most diverse country in the world is the one that's most racist.
Yeah. There's this video about these, I don't know what group they were, but it was like these four adults. I think they were leaders of some sort, and they were asked the question, "What makes America number one?" And this guy answered, "We aren't number one because we have this number in math, this number, this country's beating us in this," and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, he's right." The point is not being number one, but the point is to work on ourselves.
Right.
To evolve.
And it's just it has to start with the generation of not even the generation but the parents. It starts with parents. You can't keep teaching
Yeah.
your children to hate someone based on their skin color or their race or what they look like. It's just the dumbest thing, the most childish thing I've ever heard or ever seen of. And for you to develop that sense of hate towards somebody that you never even met, somebody that could have been the love of your life or somebody that you could have really even enjoyed having as a person and close to you, it's just that's idiotic and stupid and dumb. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's really, really crazy because
Just and the base around the knowledge of when people ask, "Oh, what are you?" Like, and the first thing obviously Chinese. Chinese is well, China is really well known and stuff,
Mhm.
but it just gets to the point where, bro, we don't just think of every black person as
Yeah,
African. We don't we I consider Haitians. I think I consider Creoles and stuff, and it's just like it's all really just a lack of knowledge for a lot of those things. I've been asked, "Are you Asian or are you Filipino?"
hmm.
That was way back when, but I still remember that to this day because that was like one of the stupidest questions I've heard. I mean, obviously people don't know, but still, it's just like if you were to at least pay somewhat attention. I know we're not. You got people aren't taught like the different types of Asians. That's just not part of
Right.
it.
And
Like all of the history is based off America, and it's even inaccurate because it's all whitewashed.
right, very whitewashed. Yeah, yeah, that's very true. That's
Like
very
the
true.
whole thing about Christopher Columbus discovering a country that was already discovered. You can't discover now an already discovered country.
And you can't. It's just it's to a point where they've tried. It's starting to become a little bit more uncovered now, but they're just trying to hide so much information about not only my culture but your culture, the culture that was here before America, what we call America today, got invaded by Christopher Columbus and all the pilgrims and all that stuff, man. So there's so much that the world doesn't know. The United States citizens don't know about this country and how it really is and who people actually are. It's just so much information. It's been censored to a point where people like myself, black people, don't even know where we come from anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, and I know there's times when a friend of mine we used to talk. There's times when you're in a supermarket, right?
mhm,
You can't put your hands in your pocket. Why? Because someone's gonna think you're stealing.
right. That's still today. That's still today. If I'm wearing a black hoodie, I'm tall, I'm posing as a threat to a lot of people, I might, and it's just natural, some, our skin color just might be a little bit more intimidating naturally to other people
Yeah.
than others, I could be in a very intimidating looking person, especially when I'm frowning at work like this and my mask is up and I'm just putting shit up, but I'm actually really focused on putting this rice up, just making sure it's nice and
Yeah.
neat. I could be found as intimidating to a lot of people, and it's just I pose as a natural threat. I'm just chilling. My hands are in my pocket because my hands are cold, but to you, it might be looking like, I might be packing a pistol in my pants. And that's just,
Yeah.
you know, it's just,
That's the
it's
reality
just
of what people
reality.
think.
It's just the reality. And it's not something that, a lot of people can, you know, get rid of because I notice it myself. I see a guy that's like me, big, tall, fucking brawny dude with braids, and he looks scary as shit. And it's just you just might be
Yeah.
the natural. This might be, but it doesn't have
He's
to.
just grabbing a
Right?
cereal.
He's just grabbing his cereal, just minding his own business, and it has to be a change within someone, like your viewpoint of other people, because it's the racism starts when you start to profile.
Yeah,
That's
it's
where
all profile and like a knowledge. That's just how it
it
is,
is. It's really sad, but you know.
like us, we could have blamed you guys for a whole lot of things, right?
Mhm.
But we just don't because we everyone knows it's not always you guys, or you guys aren't always conducting this sort of
Right.
action. That's just not how it works.
I'm not it's not just me who's shooting people up. It's other people too. We have white people that
And
shot up a nail salon. So,
yeah, it's crazy.
so
And everyone wants to act like they know it's right, but it's all the violence that speaks otherwise.
right. It doesn't matter who you are or what type did it. It's just people. We gotta look at ourselves as people, humans. We can move forward.
Yeah, you can say we're only human beings, but human beings are meant to adapt and learn. And if we keep making the same mistakes, we're not exactly adapting and learning.
Exactly. We're not learning at all. And people, the thing is that people refuse to learn because, in all honesty, I think these people,
But they want to say they know everything.
right? I think these people know the truth, and I think they know what they're doing is wrong. However, it's the fact that they have something that they're trying to hold on to just keep you down and oppressed. It's like
That
certain people,
ego.
it's that ego. They know storming the White House was bad, and that calling the Chinese virus was bad. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not.
There's always, it is never from, I'm going to say it's never from something small. It's always someone that sets the example of what they would think is right. And 9 times out of 10, it's never going to be good as ever.
Right.
It's always pointing fingers. It's always this person did this. It's always, but they're always like that. And it's just the, like I said, I'm going to say this as many times as I can. The lack of knowledge that's there that just sets everything in. And at some points you don't even know what's right. You just do it because you think of it.
Right. It's crazy, man. But yeah, in terms of my experience going on right now, in my mental health specifically, right now I'm going through a breakup with my girlfriend.
No.
Yeah. So that really opened my eyes to a lot of things. I've made a lot of mistakes in terms of showing my emotions and telling the truth and knowing myself more. Um, Over the years, I've kind of put this mask on. I like to say that a lot,
Mhm.
and to hide my true emotions. I might smile on your face and I might laugh, and even right now, you might not know that I'm like I'm hurting, but I am, and that could be the truth for a lot of people. You know, I yeah.
What was I gonna say? So you've seen Black Panther, right?
Hmm.
So you know how Michael B. Jordan played Killmonger.
Hmm.
fun fact. So after the movie, Black Panther, Michael B. Jordan actually needed therapy because as Killmonger, he lacked a lot of emotion, and you probably couldn't tell. Maybe you could if you know how to read people,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a lot of lack of emotion. It was a lot of ego that went into that character, and seeing as if he needed therapy, that means he wasn't naturally that type of person that lacked a lot of emotion, and he needed therapy because he didn't feel like himself. He didn't feel like, oh, this isn't the person I want to be. Why can't I feel anything?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it was that level, like, okay, he might be depressed, so he needs to get himself to where he needs to be in order to be back on the same track.
Right. Yeah. See, and the funny thing is, I actually hit up Matt last night, ladies and gentlemen, based on personal feelings, and I noticed after building a relationship with Matt, a friendship with Matt, not a relationship, sorry, that he expresses his feelings very well, and those are one of the things that I can't do. When I'm sad or when I'm angry, I usually ball up those emotions to the point of just extinction. And what that did for me was it numbed me over time to the point where if I have certain feelings, I usually don't feel them, and they're always suppressed. And when it gets too much, it gets too much, and you really can't hold that in. And the crazy thing that Matt said to me was an analogy like this. So he said that you and life and your emotions are this water bottle. All these emotions that are piling up in that water bottle, it fills all the way up to the top. You can fill all the way up to the top, but once it starts to spill, you would explode. Can you
Yeah.
further elaborate on that?
Basically, we had this. So from what my psychology teacher told me, we had this, psychic energy, whatever you want to call it, and it's all those emotions that bundle up, So humans, we're like a bottle. You gotta take things in, let things out. That's just how our body works, right? The same thing goes with our emotions. Your emotional, I guess, threshold is like a bottle. You can hold all those emotions in. Some people can hold a greater amount than other people, and that's just how they developed it, right? But once that bottle reaches to a certain point, the more emotions you take, it's not gonna go in that bottle because it's already full of all those emotions you've been holding in, starts leaking out. And what does it do from the inside? What comes in must go out. So if you're feeling all these emotions, someone comes talking to you just, all calm, and what happens? All that damage you take in gets onto that person. Why? Because that's just how bottles work. You fill water up to the brew, some comes out. Just how it is.
That's how it is. And that opened my eyes up even more. I was like, holy shit. Oh, it's like, it was deep as fuck. It was like, a eye opener, It was like, I kind of knew that from the start, but it's, once you hear somebody say it and remind you that it's like, bro, you gotta focus on yourself, especially time like this. I'm trying to focus on myself and become a better person.
Yeah.
And I feel like expression of my feelings could have prevented a lot of things that happened to me in the last couple of years, or helped me get through a lot of the couple things and problems that I developed over
Some
the years.
For some people, I'm gonna say sometimes the reason they act as if they lack emotion is to prevent judgment, because we all, as men, this has been a long time thing. It's where if you're a man, you're not supposed to show emotion. You're supposed to deal with it, right?
Hmm.
But the thing is, everything has emotions. So that act of holding it in, obviously, it's gonna change you as a person, as to if you were to be someone normal who can express their feelings, right?
Right.
Me, at times I do hold my emotion because to me, there's a certain time to feel this. Obviously, I'm gonna feel it, but there's a certain time you can show it, and there's a certain time you can hold it. Obviously, sometimes holding it is not the healthiest opinion, but that's what the person has developed onto doing as a natural habit.
Hmm. And as a man, especially as a African American, I mean, I don't know if it's different. I'm just gonna lump me and my experience in, since I am African American. I really can't speak for anybody else. But as an African American, it's almost like you're supposed to hold it in, and it's the same for all men. If you show signs of weakness, then you might be considered a bitch. You might be considered a little girl. You're not supposed to be showing this.
Yeah.
Nobody really wants to hear all that bullshit that you're talking. You could be sad and you have those people to cheer you up, but at the end of the day, it's almost like you're not supposed to be expressing those feelings. It's like, just shut up and
So
deal with it.
it's like you have to live up to this figure of what everyone believes what you're supposed to do,
Right.
But of course, everyone's different. Not everyone can live up to that. Some people are different. Some people are sociopaths and they don't know
Right.
feelings.
And I think that's really just me. I gotten to the point where um just recently I'm just now figuring out that especially in high school that I had a high irritability and anxiety, and I didn't realize that. And this I'm a sophomore in college now, and I've been dealing with the same shit ever since probably the beginning of high school or the end of middle school. So um, I don't know my own feelings. I don't know, you know, or understand a lot of other people's feelings, and hence why I may offend other people or come off a certain way, or I might not understand other people. And all this stuff is just being thrown at me now that I'm actually starting to come out with a lot more of this stuff. And it's amazing to me how much stuff I didn't know about my own self. And it's crazy how it's not
It's
just me,
always
it's
an
everybody.
eye opener.
It's a great eye opener too. It's very informative, and for you to sit there and actually figure this out and then wonder how many other people are just like me, it's scary. It's really scary, actually.
Where not everyone's the same, but at the same time, not everything's different.
Right.
And the thing is, with obviously when you discover yourself, there's more to life than what you expect. For example, when you discover yourself, you learn more about yourself. I know myself pretty well, but there's obviously things that I still don't know about
Hmm.
myself. Some hidden skills I might have. I don't know. I just know what I've been working with for
Right.
years. And then another thing is, I know that for a fact that once you learn to accept your emotions for what it is, obviously you're gonna discover more parts of yourself that you never knew as a person. And what may come, so you know how you usually see people and you have the stereotype based on what they look like, how they sound, and all stuff,
Hmm.
and then you get to know them. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's
Right.
different. Like for Ahmad, I definitely he was tall, he was black, and he looked good, he looked confident. I just imagined like, oh, this guy's popular, he might be pretty cool and
And
stuff.
I don't know
And I get to
why
know him.
it's like that, because I'm the opposite. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
People when they see me, obviously this is not to brag, but I am an attractive face. I do get a lot of attention, but people meet me and they're like, they're not as energetic, or I'm not as outgoing as they expected me to be. I'm actually really chill. I'm really kind and stuff. They expect me to, I don't know, maybe be toxic, maybe to not care about them,
Hmm.
but I do show a lot of care within my peers and stuff.
Yeah, and that's also goes into the stereotypical things, like you never might know who this person is. I don't know how I got this notion of, yo, this dude is popular, he gets so many girls, so he's probably the man. I'm like, and I had so many people tell me that daily, not daily, but like just over the past years, it's like, yeah, I thought you were too cool for me. I'm like, dude, I'm lonely as fuck. My phone is dry as hell, bro. Like, please, somebody talk
you're,
to me.
you're you're like the Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, like I'm just sitting here like, bro, I need more attention. That's that's how it is for me, man. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Go ahead, keep going.
That's funny. I know for some issues I have, I do sometimes put on a front, like, I wouldn't say put on a face, but like I tuck my emotions away, especially when I'm talking to someone, because
Hmm.
when I say there's a time and place for you to like feel your emotions, 9 times out of 10, sometimes I won't feel comfortable, expressing how I feel. Sometimes I'll just use words, but you won't see how I feel from the inside, and that's not until like when I'm ready to let it go that my face is like I'm sad or whatever,
Hmm.
or disappointed, upset. Sometimes there's days when I'm very irritated. Because I deal with a lot of school people. Sometimes people that start drama and for odd reasons want to put me in, and I'm like, I'm not with that. I don't relate to you guys like that, and it just adds on to my stress.
Hmm.
Um, some things I deal with, I do periodically feel depression and stuff, and that's just how it is. You know, it's not a mental illness. It's just something that, okay, maybe it is a mental illness. I could be wrong.
Right.
I don't want people like bashing me for, oh, it is a mental illness. You're not considering that. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. Okay, but it's just the fact that I feel a whole lot of stuff from the things I do, the things I deal with. I have social anxiety, and that might be seriously like, what, this guy? And it's just like, you don't know it, but I actually panic very hard on the inside.
Sheesh.
Sometimes I go to the mall so I can clear my head. Sometimes just so I can get that out the house. But when I deal with things at the mall too. One thing for sure, I can't stand when people look at me. I panic.
Dude,
I'm scared on the inside.
dude. And it's for me, it's the social anxiety is absolutely crazy to the point where it's like I don't do anything but look at my phone and try to hide my face in my phone so people don't look at me. I don't make eye contact with you or you. I stay at phone. There's no notifications on my phone. Trust me. But I will sit here and scroll up and down on this, acting like I'm doing something the whole time I'm at the mall, just so I don't have to look at people, bro. And it's crazy because it's like that. I'm thinking I'm normal, that's something that's kind of like a problem. That's like not normal.
Yeah.
And maybe I just didn't know this until I learned about anxiety and social pressure and all that other stuff. I just didn't know. In college I had this one we had this one thing called wing night. Oh my gosh. Wing night is a time for all the people in the cafeteria to eat a specific type of, well, obviously wings, and have music, and it's like a kind of like a little function, but a school function in the cafeteria. It's a nice little get together. Whole bunch of people are there at once. I'm sitting here, I'm nervous as hell, palms are sweating. I'm trying to look for my friends. If my friends aren't there, I might just go and
Mom
cry.
spaghetti.
Yeah, oh my god, bro. Like it's so nerve-wracking to me, and it's just crazy. But
Mhm.
um it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know how to cope with all that stuff.
For me, so I think the mask in public helped a lot because I'm like I don't want people to see my
Yeah,
face.
it's
It's so much easier to hide facial expressions. You can fake a smile and be like just have a weird face. I
mhm.
don't know.
And I will not go to the mall unless I absolutely need something or if my
That's what I
friends
was.
are there, because I can't go to places like that by myself. I just get so nervous. I can be at my own job. I can be there on my day off. People that I know. Oh my god. 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 It's just it's something that races in my head. I don't know how I can control it. And I'm a very outgoing person. I love talking to people. But like
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that kind of clicks on.
hmm I remember at work sometimes even Ahmad knows this, but whenever like there's a crowd of people walking to the same aisle, I dart away because
Yeah.
because he knows I can't handle like when people are like watching me work because I'm like I'm gonna mess something up. I'm gonna mess something up.
It's like, oh my god, and then all they'll come in like, oh my gosh. And the place that we worked that was actually very, very friendly. I actually haven't run into any like super rude customers, surprisingly. But
Yeah. We
yeah.
just ran into people that can't put things back,
Yeah.
so that's all we had to deal with.
Yeah. Son, where's the bread? But it's
It's
just
on the sign, ma'am.
it's like it's right there. But yeah, it's just a lot of the social pressures, man, that build up over time. It's not normal. But if you also have these things, just know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
And understand stuff. I still don't understand stuff like this. I just broke up with my girlfriend about a week ago. You know, I'm going through stuff like that, and doing that happening to me is letting me learn all this stuff about my stuff. It's letting me go back and like, what do I do wrong?
I mean, sometimes you gotta let off some weight just so you can carry yourself as a
Right.
person.
And she also opened my eyes up. She's probably one of the people that opened my eyes up the most. She's telling me, you like, maybe you're just not understanding who you are yourself. Maybe it is you try to put other people's feelings before you put your own into place. You don't know
Yeah.
what you're doing as of right now. You don't really know what you want. You don't really know this. You don't really know that. It's like, and it's true. It's like, I really don't know what love is. I don't really know if I'm ready for love. I don't even love myself. I don't understand myself. So how can I understand you as a person? How can I understand how to handle us? you know and
hmm
it's one of those things. It's like, building on yourself is very, very important, and I really just didn't realize that.
I remember I was in a relationship in my senior year and it was like it felt so perfect. And then I had a lot of flaws in high school. So in my relationship, I was kind of toxic, I'm not gonna lie. I was very expressive of my emotions, but sometimes the way I had it didn't come out right. Very very straightforward. Sometimes it was very blunt, and I kind of hurt some feelings here and there. And I knew I was wrong, but I didn't do the things I could do to change it. And obviously that resulted in her leaving me, and I felt broken about that,
Hmm.
of course. But when she was gone, I was dealing with so many more feelings because it was that was like when the drama really hit. Everyone knew what was going on. They were saying stuff about me that wasn't even true.
Hmm.
People that didn't even know me were saying things about me. It's just like, what? People that were like on the phone with me, and they were bawling their eyes out to me, talking about, oh, my boyfriend did this, my boyfriend did that. They were talking about me too. Everyone was talking about
Hmm.
me, and that was like one of the biggest things that I had to deal with. And it was just like, but that's just not me. And obviously, like I said before, like a knowledge, you're gonna believe anything because it's the first thing that's out
Right.
there.
And it's
And then yeah, and then when we got started talking again back over the summer, and she saw how much I really grew as a person. I wasn't anyone toxic anymore. I was more outgoing. I was telling her how I felt, but it was in a way that was like getting the message forward. Because people that they're very expressive, right? Sometimes they don't know how to correctly express it. Sometimes they don't know exactly how they should express it, and that was like one of the things I definitely learned.
right. And it's hard. It's hard. It's especially when it hits at first, But for me, one of my things to hold on to keep going is my connection with God. And I'm not telling anybody to, become religious, because I know not everybody's going to practice Christianity, because my mom herself is
Yeah.
Islamic. So, but there's always something that puts you through. Okay, I'm gonna bring in Christianity. Sorry, but God is
Yeah.
gonna put you through something that He know that you can handle. You are going to face things in life that are going to be hard. They're going to be tough, and you're not going to know what to do exactly at that point in time. But it's always about getting up, and sometimes you don't know where to start. And it takes time to understand what's going to happen, how you're going to move forward. But just know that when you do move forward, it's going to be in the right direction, and it's all up to you. you know so it could work immediately, it might not work immediately, it might take a couple weeks, a couple days, a couple years, a couple months. You never know. But there's always this sense of kind of like redemption. There's always a chance
Yeah.
to make it right. And this breakup.
But it all depends on whether you take that chance or
Take the
not.
chance. It's all up to you. And for me to you know actually have my faith into something else, to actually be governed and watched over by something else, instead of just trying to believe in myself, because I don't believe in myself, and I'm not strong enough myself to sit there and you know try to change myself based on the beliefs that I have myself, because I'm a smart person. I understand what I can do and don't do, right? But that alone isn't enough. So putting my trust into other people, into God, or into my mom or my dad, people that are close or dear to me, maybe into Matt, you know I just don't know. I just don't know where to start. And doing that, creating those relationships, are helping me build up my courage to change and help me realize a lot of things about myself. And whether I realize it or not, doing that and actually expressing my feelings and actually uncovering the truth, that is my journey in becoming a better person, someone that I want to be.
Mhm.
It's just all a part of the process. It's never even when you're just sad. It's never even when you're just depressed or stressed, or you have anxiety, or maybe you're going through a lot of stuff, daily stressors. It could be small, it could be huge, it could be life threatening. It doesn't
Yeah.
always have to be like that. It could be when you're happy. There's always something that you have to build off of. And it's a constant battle. It's a constant uphill battle. You're gonna go up, you're gonna fall, you're gonna go up, you're gonna fall, you're gonna get up, you're gonna fall, all the way up to heaven, all the way up. It's just, life is an ongoing battle. And that's
I think the one thing that people don't understand is that failure really doesn't stop you. Failure is actually your greatest teacher. You can fail at anything, and you know what? You always come back with a lesson, because failure is going to tell you what exactly you did wrong, but it's up to you to come up with a plan to bounce back from it. I failed many times, and honestly, I accept failing as, a teacher. Failure is my biggest teacher.
right.
When it comes to streaming, when it comes to YouTube, I knew nothing when I first started YouTube and streaming. The only thing I knew how to play a video game, right? What I didn't know, how to get the audience attracted, what I didn't know, how to continue what I do and how to keep getting better at it. But it was just those constant failures, that brought me to where I am at this point, where I can just grow followers because either people want to support or I tell my friends, yo, you should check this out, and that's how I grew. Sometimes I do well, sometimes I don't do well, but to me, it's always like, okay, let's keep going.
Right. And it's always about that, okay, keep going, you just got to keep on applying that lesson. And my biggest failure yet, last week, it's probably one of the most life-changing things, one of the best failures I've ever had, as of right now, if I want to look at it as a positive thing, but failures are really important and you can't get beat up by them. You're going to get beat up by them, but you can't focus on just the failures.
One of my biggest failures was actually an old friend group of mine. Like it was back in high school, my senior year, and it was just they were, I don't want to say self-centered, but self-centered. They always wanted things to go their way. Sometimes the things happened good to me, they would complain like, oh, nothing good happens to me, and for me, it was just the key of opportunity, chance, what I can make happen. And it's like these guys, obviously they're gonna be a little bit envious because they want that same thing and they don't know how to get it like I do. And that's not for me to brag. That's just the logic of it all. So I've had one of my friends, he wanted what I wanted, and you know what he did? Every time I got into a relationship and broke up with a girl, he would try to get with the girl I was with. Oh, God, you losing connection?
For me?
Oh, you lagged a bit.
Oh, sorry. I am probably lagging, but
just a little bit. You heard what I said, though?
Yeah, I heard you just fine. I am lagging a little bit, though.
Yeah, so that friend group was like one of my biggest lessons. To have people that support you, not people that get jealous easily. Like if people in my friend group goes well, like no, I'm not gonna get jealous. I want to be with them. I want to show support because really, when you show support, it just shows that how good you guys' friendship are, how good you are as a person. When my homie was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be on Twitch," I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna watch and just mess with you."
Yeah.
Since I mess with people on Twitch, it's fun. It helps engage. You gotta engage with your audience. You gotta engage with your streamers in order to keep that relationship bond.
Right. And for me, it's a struggle. Gaining followers, gaining people, gaining more attraction to my Twitch as of right now is a struggle, as well as my YouTube. But it's all trial and error. I gotta keep applying the skills that I have to keep on growing, and that's just the point of it, and that's a big part of content creation or anything in life that you want to do. It's about a lot of things are going to work and some aren't, so you just got to keep on trying.
The one thing I do, so obviously I have social anxiety, but the one thing I do is, with anyone I meet, whether online or in real life, I build up social skills so I can, manage communicating with that person, however so it may be. Just whatever issue you have, there's always a way to work around it. I never let my social anxiety stop me from doing things. If there's a person I never met, I'm not nervous about meeting them. I'm more like, okay, how is this gonna work? I'm always planning things in my head about what to do, how to accommodate, and that's the thing that's always gotten me around my social anxiety. And some people are like, why do you have social anxiety then? Like, if you can talk to people, it's not the fact that I can't talk to people, it's just the way I deal with in public.
Right. And it's just amazing to me because I never knew. I would have never thought that maybe I had depression. Maybe I never I never took a chance to actually sit there and look. It's like, yo, am I actually okay? Am I actually like, are you working? Are you breathing, man? It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's amazing to me how after suppressing your feelings that you can become numb and ignorant to things like that. I noticed even so, like even my mom, relationship wise, I've become so ignorant towards my own feelings that I start to misunderstand my own mom. And I don't know how that works. I don't know the science behind it, but it got to the point where it's like me and my mom are arguing all the time. And I see the same patterns happen in this relationship that I once had, And it's just to the point where it's like, I have to understand why I don't understand what's going on here. There's no reason why I am the reason, or there's a reason why I am the way I am right now. And there's a reason, or there's something causing that. And I can fix that myself. But I have to understand that about myself first. And until these tragic events happen, whether they were my breakup, whether it was losing my grandma, whether it's losing friendships, whether it's just being depressed overall, having stress build up over those all these years, it's all just trying to figure all that stuff out, and
Yeah.
all that's being slapped straight into my face right now. Like, it's punching up on me.
Yeah. One thing for me, I take it one step at a time. Because the one thing I noticed, if you take everything in, you're gonna crash hard.
Hmm.
You know, when you're on an airplane, you don't go full throttle. Nah, that's how you break the
Yeah.
engine. Nah, you slowly ease into it, and that's actually how I've been handling like a lot of different
Hmm.
things. You know, streaming and having all these issues, I feel like streaming has actually been my gateway to, who I want to be as a person, because I see all these streamers, they're with their friends, they're running games and stuff, trying to be better, and that's honestly one of the things that I've been trying to gain for myself. I've been trying to meet new people, meet some streamers, and I was like, oh, you guys want to stream? And maybe build a connection with that network with
Right.
people. And just streaming has honestly been my gateway to what I believe is my growth.
Yeah. And I think one of my gateways per se, or the things that helped me suppress my feelings even more, was the game. Not to make it sound like suppression of your feelings is good, but one of the ways I coped with my stress and my grief over the years was to play the video game. Hence why I love playing video games so much. Because even though maybe I didn't even realize it, that I was stressed, that I'd put it into the game, and playing the game helps me become more relaxed. It helps me become who I really want to become, and it helps me show
Mm-hmm.
more of my personality on the game, because it's not that face-to-face interaction. I can be myself behind the controller. I can't really be myself in front of other people, and that's one of the things I have to work on. But
Yeah.
helping myself cope with this stress is also through the game, so, and content creation itself. So, making those YouTube
Like you feel
videos.
there's a part of you, like you feel every single part of you when you're doing the stuff you love to
Right.
do.
And it's getting to the point where it's like, you know what, I am starting to focus mainly on just that stuff, because it's like, if I go away from that stuff, I notice it's like, yo, I'm not really myself, and I've become very
Yeah.
disconnected. And I can't imagine me not playing a game for so long. It's
Yeah.
like, it's just, it's one of those things that's like, if I'm not playing a game, if I'm restricting myself from doing that, or if I'm not doing something that I want, or stepping towards my goal in some way, shape, or form, it's like, it's almost like I'm wasting my life. It's almost like,
Hmm.
where all this time going. We're seeing it now. Like, we're only 20 years old, 19 years old, but like, life is going by fucking fast, man. And
Oh yeah.
it's scary, low key. But
It was like yesterday I was starting college, I was starting streaming. Now I'm in the middle of college, in the middle of streaming.
mhm, it's scary, man. It's some scary stuff, man. But welcome to the chat, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Have a very nice.
Yeah, chat. If anyone's active in chat, say what's up. Leave your thoughts and stuff. We're not gonna end the stream, but I just want someone to leave their thoughts and whatnot.
Yeah, to understand where we're coming from, I want this podcast and future podcasts that might be in the same relation to this one, maybe another or a second mental health podcast. Maybe we could do this weekly. Interaction with you guys, and it's not just us. Interaction with you guys and understanding what you guys feel. It's all welcome. Maybe you are going through some
Yeah.
stuff and you want to talk to about it with us, and maybe you could even hop into Discord as well with us. You don't have to have a camera, but you know it's all open, and I want you guys to be active, just in case maybe you do want to get something out. Maybe you're stressed, maybe you're going down the hill, maybe you're a little depressed, and maybe COVID's got the best of you. It's all everything. We would love
Yeah.
to hear it.
And obviously, for me, I am. Some people find this annoying, but it's just the way I am. especially with Ahmad. I'll talk to him about my problems. He talks to me about his. And the one thing that the both of us do, we talk about, okay, so what's the issue? How can we fix it? What is causing this? What is your way to work around it? And for a lot of people, I was just on the phone with someone like, oh, this relationship, it's been the same. I was like, okay, well, talk to that person, and it's just been a way for me to give advice to people. I'm not the brightest person, but I know my advice.
Yeah, and
I know the right thing to give.
mhm. I think that's one of the things I have to work on. I'm always self conscious, and I beat myself up a lot. Maybe it was that the right thing to say, or is she really like trying to express her emotions to me, or is he really actually telling me all that he is really hurt about? Is he really expressing his feelings? And my response to all that stuff, that's a big thing that I'm trying to work on now. But
Hmm.
and that all comes back to myself, the expression of my own feelings, so but in terms of advice, I think I'm a good Dr. Phil. I think I could give off a couple good vibes and a good advice.
The Ahmad's actually been the one that I've talked about my friendship with this one person, and it's always been going downhill. And he's been consistently telling me to like let her go, but you can only but think of so much that like, okay, why do I have to let the person go? And for the longest, I didn't, because that was like where I felt I belonged,
Hmm.
until one day, things were downhill again. But this time that person removed me from their life, and I can't tell you how much that was needed, because if you're not in any good situation with a person and you can't remove yourself, that person's going to remove you. And honestly, if something doesn't belong to you, don't worry if it's gonna leave. Like, there's something else that really does belong to you, and it's gonna stay.
And letting go can hurt too. Letting go of that person or that thing that is hurting you could hurt, and it's one of those things that is in the strength of yourself to decide and let go. Is this person actually hurting me? Is this person going to change? Is this going to keep making a burden of itself upon me? And is it worth keeping in my life? And if it's not, you just got to face reality, and life hurts. But trust me, once you could let go of that thing, that person, that somebody, it's gonna get better. There's a whole bunch of people in the world that can make you better, that can make you happy, that can help you reach your goals. And keeping those burdens with you is just not worth it. And I realize this now, and I have a few burdens in my life that I'm going to have to let go too, this upcoming year. And I realize that. But it's hurt. It hurts, but it's all a part of growth. And you'll find another best friend. You'll find another girlfriend. You'll find another boyfriend. You'll find another, you know. So
Hmm.
it's all about
I've
growth.
um I've talked to my friend, because this was about the drama, and it just goes for the fact that not a lot of people can actually handle life. You can say, "Oh yeah, I've been hurt," da 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 da, but then when life really hits you, are you gonna be able to handle? Are you able to be the man you say you are and like handle
Mhm.
that? And I've known plenty of times, where people say all this and that, but then when life hits them, they're in the mud. They're trying to pull themselves back up, but they don't know how to. And there's been a lot of times when I've been hit by life, and it took a lot to accept what it is, and sometimes I don't even want to accept what it is.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna say I can handle life, because life is beating the crap out of me currently
Yeah,
as we speak.
I can hear you.
But
And
it is a lot to how you deal with things and what you deal with. And I can't always handle life. I just can't.
right,
I can talk about like, I've been through this and I've been through that, but all the stuff I talk about, it's been past. You're not handling it anymore. You're just talking about it to let tell someone where you were once in
right,
life. But like, life is gonna continually hit you, and you're gonna be either forced to, or you're gonna have to accept
right.
it.
And past is in the past. You can't keep holding on to the past, but you have to build off of it. You know, and I be, obviously, as in my situation, when something happens, that really hurts you, you're gonna be down for a bit, and you're gonna dwell on the things that you did wrong or what they did or what happened, But it's all a part of that realization. That realization is gonna snap in, boom. Okay, how can I move forward? What is the best thing that I can do now? That is the most important thing in getting down, because you can't dwell on the past. Because once you dwell on the past, you're staying in the past, and once you're staying in the past, you're staying to your old past self. Once you stay in your old past self, There's no way in hell that you're going to get better, and there's no way in hell that you're not going to repeat that mistake again. So for you to sit there and dwell on the past and not try to grow as a person, you're not going to get anywhere.
Sometimes, for me, I do really relive the past like a number of times,
Mhm.
but in my case, it's between I'm ashamed of what I went through, and that I've had that thought. I was like, man, I wish I didn't go through that, but I felt like it was very much needed in order to be the person I am now. Another reason why I dwell on the past is because maybe something's gonna repeat, and you won't know it.
Right.
You really won't. You don't know it unless it happens, and the aftermath of it. So when something's happening, I dwell on the past. Okay, what happened exactly here that I didn't do that I can change now?
Hmm.
You can't go back and change what happened in the past, but you can use your past to change what will happen in the future.
And to you.
Yeah.
Very smart. Very smart. Very well put, too. And it's very true.
I was yeah. So I was in my leadership class. Yeah, it was my leader. It was one of the classes when I was in ROTC. So the colonel was talking, right? He was talking about like, okay, imagine this scenario. You know, you're on a mission, rescue mission, whatever. Your men are hurt. You gotta fly back. Helicopter's so damaged. Do you get back to your men, or do you get repairs for the helicopter to go pick them up, but you don't know if they're dead? And we just thought about scenarios and all that stuff. And he taught us this one thing about this one Marine who took 20 years of his experience to make that 1 second decision that changed everyone's lives. It took 20 years, not thinking about all the past to make the one decision. No, all of those years of his experience in order to make the right decision. What I'm saying is, you can really use your past as a lesson. Your past is one of your biggest factors of what makes you decide something. You can either make the same stupid decision and repeat your history of whatever it was and have those same problems, have the same aftermath, or you can change about it and bring yourself on a different path that maybe you were meant to go all those years.
My light just got off. God. But yeah, that is very true. I don't know. That was kind of weird. My light just like turned off for some reason.
Uh,
Very weird. But yeah, whatever, it's okay. But yeah, sorry, that caught me off guard. I kind of just lost my train of thought right there.
Chain of
Yeah.
thought, yeah.
But yeah, the past for me, that was very well put as well. That's a very well way of
Yeah.
thinking at or looking at it. But past for me, once again, and it coming back to slap me in the back of my neck and tell me good cut, G. It's one of those things that you have to build upon. Like I said earlier, life is a ongoing battle. It's an uphill battle, pretty.
All right, so you're liking it. One thing I can say is I don't know. I remember if I mentioned this, but I did use a lot of my past. I think your internet went out at that point, buddy. Oh, okay, now you're back.
All right, my bad. Sorry. I said basically yeah, I am lagging pretty bad, but I said it's an uphill battle for life, and fuck, I forgot what I said. For my past, um what the heck did I just say? Lord.
You're mentioning
I
something in
don't
your
know.
past in your battles.
I was saying something you just got to adapt to over time. Maybe change isn't something that happens automatically, but a change, you have to
Yeah.
build that yourself. I thought, it came with like maturity and stuff like that. Maybe as you change, as you grow older, that, it just kind of comes automatically. But no, it's like you have to always work on yourself and always work on those relationships, those people that you love. You always, it's an ongoing battle. That's what I was basically saying.
I was definitely afraid of change at some points and stuff.
Mhm.
It's not the fact that like I'm scared of being the person who I don't want to be. It's okay, how will it change me as a person?
Right.
Because change isn't always the best factor. There's bad things that change you, and it's not always bad things that change you. There's also good things that change you.
Right.
I definitely had bad things that changed me for the good.
Yeah, as well.
I used to be very sensitive. I used to express a lot more emotion than what I used to now. And people often labeled me as like sensitive, crybaby,
Mhm.
and I was a crybaby. And at this time, it's like I know how to express myself to not show the emotion, but to talk about the emotion. Dude, come on.
But yeah.
And basically, yeah.
Mhm.
So one thing I'm gonna say for some advice, some psychological help, I guess. eh, if you're not good at expressing emotion and you want to let it go, write down what you feel. You know, every day, every night when you wake up or go to sleep, write down about your day, what you felt at a certain time, how you can manage it. Something what you thought about doing, how you can manage it, and all that stuff. And that's definitely a way of expressing emotion and learning how to build yourself from that point.
Right. And I didn't realize, the benefits of it. I knew it was a good stress reliever, but in terms of development of upon yourself, I didn't realize how big an effect that actually taking. Because, I thought it's like a diary. That's for girls. Like, oh, I'm a black man. What the fuck do I need a diary for? But it's always, it's different for, person to person. And not all those theories work, or those methods, I should say, work for everybody. But it's definitely something that I have to look into, but expression of my feelings through diary or self-expression through other means, like maybe making poems. For me, it's making music. I like to make music or write music, while I'm feeling down, and try
Oh
to,
yeah, I
like,
write a lot when I'm in my
yeah.
emotions.
And I just recently started doing that. It's kind of like, just whatever I'm feeling at the time, and whatever beat I feel like downloading, at the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just
I mentioned this earlier, but when I was meeting new people in the Discord, and some of them were musicians. I recognized that one of them was working for an FL, and I have FL on my computer, so that's how I
mhm,
know. And he was like, "Oh, great, another musician." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually a rapper. I'm not the best at making beats. I'm
mhm.
not the best at mixing, but I can rap." And he was like, "Oh, let me put on a beat for you." I was like, "Okay." Uh, and my instant reaction to a number of things is I wasn't ready for this, but I'm good to go.
Right.
And he played me a beat, and I rapped to it, just like that. And freestyling is definitely one way of expressing myself and I guess showing talent. You know,
Right.
and I guess people feel special because not everyone knows how to rap. Not everyone has a friend that knows how to rap and
Hmm.
stuff. And just for that to be me, it feels amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like for me, I'm not a rapper at all. I can't freestyle for shit, but I can sing, or I used to be able to sing very, very well, and I'm kind of falling off
You can
now.
still sing.
Yeah, I can. I still got a little bit. I'm a little washed up, but I still got a little bit left in me. But it still feels good to have those people that, oh, you can sing, let me hear you. And I'm like, whoa, wait, I don't do live performances. It's like it's one of those things that it's definitely good to hear, or a cool thing to hear, that you are appreciated by your talent, especially that, because uh, I think still today that I would consider being a singer, um, or maybe some like a rap singer type of person over like a 808
Yeah.
type beat, But like it's one of those things that it's definitely uh, another eye opener to myself. It's like makes me proud a little bit. It's like I like to be that person. I like to be, you know.
One thing for sure, speaking on the singing and rap, I would definitely do maybe like a live stream where I'm making a song. I earlier in my life I was showing a song I was making and stuff, and you know I was
Fire,
even considering freestyling right now, but I'm not gonna do all that right now.
fire, do
Yeah,
it.
this is no, this is a mental health podcast. Come on, man, we gotta be serious about this.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But yeah, man.
Maybe next time.
Maybe
Maybe
next
next
time.
time we'll
Maybe
do
next
like
time.
a little talent podcast.
That
I
would be
don't know.
cool. That would be cool. Nerve
Yeah.
wracking, but cool.
Depends on what my comment section says, and
Yeah.
that says little to nothing. So we'll just do it anyways.
One of these days it'll be popping. It's okay. They'll be going off
Yeah,
the
yeah,
charts.
definitely.
That's a great
Uh
idea
huh.
for the future, though.
Is that the end of it, or?
Let's see. Do we have any comments or anything that anybody else wants to talk about in my chat and Matt's chat that you guys want to further talk about? Maybe we can discuss any other types of topics. If not, or if we can come up with anything else.
Let me check my Twitch. I doubt that's a real viewer or someone's that's actually watching me.
And then here goes. Oh God. Okay. When I beat my
Huh.
get, I get sad. Says for real GC. Okay. Well, actually, let's go on to this topic: men and sex. So this is a topic that I was talking about with my cousins yesterday. This is actually a huge topic. Even though that was a very funny and unserious comment, I want to discuss this one thing with my men really quick. So,
Okay.
and girls playing with your feelings. I'm not going to say the B word because we don't call women bees. Thank you. Anyways, men and sex. Men have to understand. Fathers have to understand. Male guardians have to understand that when you have a young boy, you have to understand how to teach him about sexual temptation and help him understand more about his body. For men, which I was reading in this book about sexual temptation in men, because I will admit that was one of my problems, is sexual temptations and being attracted to a lot of sexual actions per se. And he is going off in my chat. I'm sorry, but for men, understanding that a lot of things are hormonal and a lot of things
Yes.
that arouse us are not found in other people or other genders, and it's harder for men to not only
Comprehend that.
suppress that but comprehend that, understand that, and also know how to avoid it as well. And for us, post nut clarity is a thing. um when a
Oh,
man
I think I know what that is.
it's for men will understand this, and even women. I don't know how women are, but for men we have specific hormones that arouse in us, that arouse and increase feelings of emotion towards sex that are favorable in men that aren't all that favorable in women. So let's put this into context. Men and women have two different types of brains. Men
Yes.
are an S type of brain and women are whatever type brain. Men sorry, men have a liking to male domination, to
Yes.
sex, and to hold on to this pride that I'm supposed to be big, strong. I can't be this and I can't be that. Women are more focused on emotion. They are more intimate in their relationships, and they, we know the difference between men and females. This is what I'm getting to though.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard for men to understand that sex is not the same for men as it is to women, and women as it is to men. Women will find the intimacy in a relationship with all the hand holding, the cuddling, the long hugs,
Physical
the
affection.
physical affection. And men will find it within the sex or the sexual actions or,
Desire.
desire. There you go. See, look at Matt going off. I love it. But yeah. Um, sorry, I just wanted to put that out there. But I think it's very important for fathers and parent guardians, father figures, to teach their sons and their nephews and their little boys that, like, it is not something that is okay to just push off to the side. You have to learn about it. And for my
Yeah.
experience specifically, and I can say this for a lot of dudes, is that we're not taught about it. We're just pretty much told that it's inevitable and to put a condom on. And it's not fair for us to not understand our bodies and how it works and how we can suppress those feelings without having any proper guidance.
Well, I mean, there is a health class, I'm pretty
There's
sure,
a
but
health class.
I didn't learn that. I didn't learn that during health
Yeah, no, you're
class.
not gonna learn. You're
You
gonna
learn
learn.
about hormones and crap, but
Yeah,
talking about like actual, I don't know why they didn't teach that. That would have been so useful.
it's
You know how many incidents could have been avoided if they taught
yes.
that.
And men have this notion that, like, once you're feeling aroused, once you're a little off the charts, once you're a little
Like
jittery,
they're like it's meant for it to happen. That's what
yeah,
men feel.
that's what men feel, and it's almost like you're meant to get rid of it through sexual temptation or through sex, basically, and
Yeah.
that's not the case. And especially for people like me of my age right now, going through college, it's almost expected. It is expected for you to go and have sex with multiple women, and it's sad.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's a whole thing with ego, like you brag to your buddies and whatnot, like, oh, I did this with this girl and yada yada yada.
Hmm.
And but for
And
females, it's like if you were to do that, oh, you're
it's
an
a race. It's a
SLUT.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, and it's so sad how we look at them so negatively, but we do the same exact thing, and we look at it as such a good thing for men, such
It's meant,
uh,
yeah.
a bright or such a. And that's what I meant to go back on the different types of our brain. So our S type brain, we care about that dominance, that pride, that ego that we have, and that's just so crazy.
Well,
But
it's part of the reason is because of the testosterone. When you obviously, when you steroids, I'm not gonna mention steroids for popping in my head because of testosterone. But when our testosterone is banging, that brings a crap ton of masculinity out, and it's the same thing that's found in predators. We want to kill as men. When all that testosterone is pumping in us, that's banging our doors. We want, intercourse.
right, and it's something that has to be well expressed as natural, however, something that is also not really the way you're supposed to carry it out. Um, it's not always supposed to be that way. And a lot of
No.
men go down the wrong hill. A lot of men, sorry, there's a gnat flying around here. There's a lot of men that, try to figure things out that way and don't go the right direction, and a lot of men
Yeah.
try to leave their sexual temptations to other things, like let's say rape. Let's bring rape up.
Oh
Just
yeah. Yeah.
because you had that sexual
Oh,
temptation.
hold up. For viewers disclaimer, if you are not comfortable with watching this video, I suggest you leave. Just for disclaimer. All right, continue.
Yeah, just for disclaimer, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything by me saying this. Um, let's say for a guy's sexual temptation and rape, you know, that's where a man could fall. A lot of men do fall due to their sexual temptations not being taught to them and not knowing where to, exit their arousal and how to avoid it, how to deal with it, and how to cope with it, and not understanding what exactly it is. Because a lot of us don't know. It's just like do we release it by sex, by masturbation, which is also another common thing with men and young boys. It's just one of those things that have to be talked about. But
I think I'm gonna have to cut this video on half just so we don't. I don't know. I want maybe this talk to be in a separate
yeah,
video when I upload.
we might have to continue this later. But yeah, I'm glad you said that. For real, Mr.
Because I'm not trying to get
DJ.
my account terminated because we talked about
Yeah, I feel you. I feel that
another
is a very
thing
sensitive subject.
very sensitive, yeah. I for one don't condone unconsented sex. That is one against the laws. Sexual harassment,
Oh
and
yes,
you
yeah,
can be a registered sex offender, and
yes,
you don't want that on your record because 9 times out of 10, if someone lives within however many feet of a schoolyard, yeah, you're not gonna be living with that person.
yeah. No, I do not in any way, shape, or form try to use the sexual temptations as a man to excuse him from doing certain actions, such as the topic we were just talking about. But
Yeah,
that is completely unforgivable and also very disrespectful towards the
lack of moral,
lack of moral and
lack of moral ethics.
ethics.
That's like absolute disgraceful.
And I was actually just talking about this the other day. Men that or states releasing or lifting laws regarding women that are getting raped while drunk are
Oh yeah,
being
yeah.
released and stuff like that. I think it
Stupid.
was very
The willingness to get drunk,
yes,
if you're willing to, that can drop the case like that.
yeah,
It's so
based
stupid.
on the drunkenness of a
Yeah, they'd like that until it happens to them.
right. And it's crazy because it's like I figured like I actually one of the things I did to cope with stress is something that you should not do is resort to drugs. I call alcohol a drug. I drank. Um,
Alcohol is a stimulant, but yeah, it's drugs same time.
right. And I tried to experiment that to cope with my feelings, and it doesn't work. And while I was drunk, I was still clear minded. And it could be different for other people. And I wasn't completely hammered. I wasn't blacking out, but I was
Yeah.
definitely not, the same. I was more confident, this and that. However, that is not an excuse to sit there and say that you were not able to control yourself to rape somebody. If you are smart enough and if you have enough self respect, but also respect for others, you will not do those things. And I believe if you do those things under the impression that you are drunk or whatever, you will do those things as well as if you were sober.
Yeah.
That's just, you were
They
that
say
dude.
that
You
your
were,
drunk self is 9 times more honest.
yes. And that's just how it is. You are actually yourself when you are drunk. There's no filter. You have, naturally, you have a filter, some things that you shouldn't say in public. You're going to say while you're drunk. And that's the honest part coming out. So if you really wanted to rape somebody, if you did happen to rape somebody while you were under the influence of drugs, you would rape them while you're sober. That's me. But, you know, it's just, that's absolutely crazy. And all the things that are happening now, especially with our Asian women in Mexico that are being killed for no reason, women that are being raped over in I think it's Saudi Arabia, or maybe
Yeah.
something like that.
Over a part of Asia.
Right. It's absolutely crazy, man. It's really, really sad.
And guess what? They're no one's getting caught, bruh. I mean, they're getting
Nobody.
caught, but they just don't care.
They don't. And it's sad because it's like, I never understood how the problems that are arising in countries are
There
always
actually was a reason, but it's a religious reason. I'm not
right.
gonna speak out on it
Yeah.
though.
Um a lot of it's religious, a lot of it's governmental, or like, but either way, just the fact to resort to um the death of another person based on those simple reasons. It's especially now in 2021, after all that happened, that's happened in the world, it's just everything's repeating again. And it's really sad that,
Hmm.
shit like this has to go down again for another time after all the trauma that everybody's been through. It's like we're still doing the exact same shit.
Oh yeah,
It's like mass
yeah.
genocide is still fucking happening. And on top of that, our media, the US media, isn't even covering it. That's the crazy part. One of the crazy parts. For real,
I don't
for
even
real.
feel like editing these out. If I'm being honest, I'm too exhausted to edit.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. A drunken mind
I'm just gonna
speaks
post
sober
it as it
thoughts.
is. Whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, man, it's just one of those things. Like it's the world today is really, really, the world's always been crazy. It's never really been a peaceful
Yeah.
time in the world. There's always something happening.
For as long as the world's existed, we haven't had peace for as long as the world's existed.
Exactly. And I don't think, if especially now, since our lives are so short and generations are, kind of
It's
repeated,
dying out.
dying out and repeated, I feel like that will never happen, honestly,
Uh,
until a certain race gets suppressed just like the other one did years ago, or even right now, sadly to say, they
yeah.
understand the pain that that other race felt. And you would think it's just as easy as watching TV and seeing what happened. No, some people just regret to learn, and some
Oh,
people just
TV?
ignore it.
No, I'm gonna say this for once. Whatever TV exposes about racism and stuff, it is not
Oh
like
yeah,
that at
definitely.
all.
Media
I
filters the fuck
I
out of
can't
everything.
I can't say that it's not the same because I obviously haven't existed during that time. But I know my history, and I know that if that were to happen in real life, you have no idea how much would be censored on TV.
Oof.
All that oppression, all that slavery stuff, bro. TV just tones it down ten
Not
times more
even
because
half of it.
yeah, oh.
Not even half of it.
And the reason they toned it down is obviously because it's a very graphic, situation. Slavery was not ever a good thing. I mean, obviously a white supremacist could say different, but
Hmm.
whatever the media, 12 years a slave, whatever it's I'm gonna say it's a lot worse than that.
Right, and a lot of TV shows get bashed or they get canceled because they are uncovering information that the country wants to hide itself. I know a lot of things, like mass genocide, whole cities being wiped down, black-owned cities or black-created cities with nothing but black businesses and all that stuff being wiped off the face of the earth. Nothing about it in the media. And stuff now is just being uncovered up, back in from what, 1960, 1950s, just straight obliteration, and like they're just trying to
Yeah.
cover everything up, and it's crazy, but people don't realize that. People really don't realize that.
So the censorship in the world.
All the censorship, and it's all about, I feel like we fucked up as humans is when we created a money system. I feel like that's where we fucked up when we first built our first currency in Africa, and people adopted that from way back in the Egyptian age, whatever that. I think that's where we fucked up.
I'd say I'd say it's when I'm not gonna bash Elon Musk, but the idea of us going to Mars, because the idea of us going to Mars is like, okay, we don't have to take care of this Earth anymore because we're gonna go to Mars. But the same thing is gonna happen. You guys are gonna mess up Mars just the way same way you messed up Earth,
Indeed,
and that
indeed,
is in no
indeed.
way to bash. It's just the people. It's
Hmm.
just what people decide to do. It's how they do it. And because history is going to repeat itself, we have history books so we don't repeat itself. But guess what? We are repeating history as we speak.
Hmm. And no matter, I do feel though it is definitely getting better. There's definitely less and less people like that over time, and I feel like eventually,
Yeah.
hopefully, it's going to evolve into something different. It's still going to be violent, and it's still going to be maybe related to some stupid reason. But I do think that it's going to be something other than just you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you are Hispanic,
Yeah.
you know.
At
But
the end of the day, we all bleed the same blood. Not the same blood type, but the same color blood.
man, it's it's
It's not a
crazy,
matter
man.
of what color you are, it's the matter of biology. Biology should off the rip just overrule racism.
But the thing is, with racism and pertaining to African Americans, um, they already knew that when they created it, and they knew exactly how to work around it to make other people oppressed. So they obviously knew that black people were black, and they were honestly when black people first came to America, they were friendly with black people. However, once they saw that they can make a business off of taking slaves from Africa, which Africa itself would trade to Europeans, mind you, this is trades happening inside the country of Africa themselves. Once that money building started to happen, that's when let's say Europe and Spain started taking advantage of all this stuff and started then illegally and violently taking Africans and enslaving them. And in order to do that, they had to create this notion of these aren't people, these are just they're monkeys, they're apes, they're not even real
Yeah.
humans, and they had to keep them down some way in order for it to justify their wrongdoings. And it's they're not
hmm
stupid. They know they're fucking. We're not fucking monkeys. We know that. Like they know that. They obviously
And because of how messed up history is, not a lot of people, obviously, like you said earlier, not a lot of people know where they came from. You don't even know if your last name is your original last
nope.
name. Obviously, last names change over time, but it's the way the system was back then changed too many factors. You don't even know who, way back then, who was your relative. You
Right.
might show some white man. Why? Because of slavery.
I could have German in me. I don't even fucking know. Like I could. I don't know if my name is actually Ahmad Taylor. Well, it's actually Ahmad Taylor, but I don't know the
Yeah,
origin of what's behind my name. I don't know where my family's from. You
yeah.
can go ahead and look up on those sites and all that stuff, but it's not going to be the same. But it's crazy, man. It really is crazy how much history changes the rest of the world, and um, it's only apparent to people that are affected by it. I'm not affected directly from, well, yes, I am. I'm still affected from the aftermath of slavery, obviously, because there's still racism in the world. However, directly, it might not seem that way to other people because you're not them, and that's what a lot of, and I'm going to target this out there now. That's what a lot of people that are suppressing others like me or like you, especially you right now, have to
Yeah.
understand. It's like, it's like just because we are not in slavery currently does not mean that the aftermath or whatever you guys are doing to us is not still being, focused towards us and it's still not affecting us. It's still here, bro. It's like, yeah, we
Yeah.
do deserve reparation for all the things that's happened to our ancestors that is still happening today. It's like, yes, Matt is still getting criticized and he's still getting teased like this. I was just watching a video on Instagram. Dudes coming up to Asian people like this, doing some
Yeah.
stupid shit like that. It's really fucking disgusting. It really is. And it pisses me off as we talk about it.
In
It's
my
like,
mind, it's just like you're gonna make fun of someone who actually has culture. Like we don't. This is not to come at anyone, but we don't eat meatloaf every day. We don't make those garbage sandwiches. No, we
nope.
actually have our own things. And once I guarantee, once y'all make it, y'all want to claim it as yours.
Exactly. Hello.
Y'all already got Panda Express, and Panda Express ain't even real Chinese.
It's not. None of this stuff. And they try to revive it and then they try to make it
Make it their
theirs.
own.
And, ugh, it's disgusting. It really is. It really is.
White people with the do rags.
They have no reason to do that. It's like and then they'll copy culture and then they'll name it something else, and it's like, oh my god, bro, you don't even know. You don't even know, bro. don't even know.
You don't. You ain't from where they came from,
Nah,
bro.
bro. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Even the little things that people don't understand, earrings, stuff like that, originally from Africa. Rings itself, originally
Clothing.
from Africa. Clothing, you don't
If
even
I
like.
ever seen some, oh my gosh, when you remember when Katy Perry put on some like a Nigerian outfit or something like that? You remember that one?
Yep,
I wonder how much controversy that one is.
man. And people don't realize this, man, but it's like there's so much shit today, especially in America specifically, that's like, bro, there's so much stuff that is stolen from not only mine, but your culture, Hispanic culture, Native American culture, that was built on and made as the white man's or the Europeans as what we see today. And it's so crazy, bro. It's so
Yeah.
it's really
I
heartbreaking,
remember
man.
on
To sit there
Instagram
and
I found there was like this girl wearing a prom dress, and it was a nice looking prom dress, but the issue was it had like a lot of Asian heritage, and obviously the person wasn't Asian, and she was getting a crap ton of backlash. She was like, "You're not gonna be wearing my culture on that dress just to make yourself look pretty," and man, that was some heat she got.
yeah. And I think for stuff like that, I think it is it's weird. It's a hard approach to take because um whether the
That's not your
person,
culture.
yeah, it's not your culture. However, it is a sensitive thing to address them at, because it's, even though it's not their culture, it does not always mean it is right to point them out on it. Not to say that that specific
I mean,
situation, wasn't.
it's just the whole thing is just about culture. I mean, hey, you can be a fanatic of Asian things. Just like there's only a certain point you gotta stop.
Yeah, there's definitely a point of trying to claim it as your own. And we're all one, we're all human, but you have to understand, you have to respect boundaries as well. Because,
Yeah,
if it
there's
wasn't
always
for,
boundaries.
yeah, there's always boundaries. And if it wasn't for, the oppression of other people and being treated or treating people differently than others and having others superior than others, then this wouldn't be a problem. But it is. So you have to come about certain things differently. And those are one of those things. But yeah, culture is stolen. Culture is revamped to make this someone else's, and it's not achieved. I wish I could give an example, but I can't think of any right
Um, Stuff in museums,
now. Stuff in museums. Um,
artifacts.
I think we can go back to the Black Panther again. There's the Black Panther, the very first scene where I
Oh, he
believe
talks about the artifact
Killmonger.
that's in a museum, and he's like, "Oh no, that's from Wakanda."
Yep,
Yeah, I remember
that's
that.
one example. Um, and that shit is just that's just normal stuff. Like that's literally everyday stuff. That's literally happening right
Yeah.
now. People don't realize it. Even stuff like food, mashed potatoes, I believe, is one of those examples that are recreated. Um, a lot of things that you wouldn't know that were invented by, let's say, black people. Toilets reinvented or reverbed, repurposed, renamed as something else, by white people. And I'm not calling white people out because I love white people. I do. I was raised by them, you know? But, you have to understand both sides of the story. And
Yeah.
that's a big step right there, is understanding the other person. And until we, you know, try to actually understand, I don't think the world's gonna change, man.
Nah. Too stubborn, lack of knowledge, too much ego.
Too
You
much
name it.
ego and still holding on to that past, I pay my taxes, this person doesn't because he's black. I think you're a monkey, this, that, I don't like your black hair,
Let
this
me
and
uh
that.
let me report this person for handling his own keys and breaking into his own house.
Like, come on, man. Ahmad Aubrey, just taking a fucking jog in 2020, just get shot by a shotgun. It was like, it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely fucking
These
crazy.
situations are insane.
It really is.
Alright,
Um,
I
those are
think I'm gonna
also
end it
big
right there.
stressors that, young men and women have to go through of minority. Um, it's just not something that is prepared for. You can prepare for it, but as in terms of actually um protecting yourself from it, it's inevitable. You're gonna go through that
Nah,
stuff, and
it's
people
gonna
don't
happen.
realize it. It's going to happen. Whether it's verbal, whether it's physical, whether it's life threatening, whether it's not. It's like you have to protect yourself. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's
Alrighty,
gonna be it for
man.
my stream.
Yeah, that's
Thank
we're
you guys
wrapping
for
it up.
watching, and this will be on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. Um, yeah, let us know your thoughts. Obviously, open minds are welcomed and whatnot. Just don't say something stupid, or I'm gonna just delete the comment.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you guys have a good day. Let us know if you want another episode, and if you don't say anything, we'll just come up with another episode.
Yep. We're gonna do it
uh,
anyway. Don't worry.
I'm gonna stream later. Just do a game, right?